Hello, friends. This
What
is a
up?
very special edition of the Marvel Roundtable. We're going to start it off now.
Oh,
Catchy.
What's going on, guys?
welcome
We're live.
Oh,
We are live.
Live.
Yes.
who's this guy over here?
This one. This one.
Yeah, I
talking
probably
about-
turned on all of our screens.
The big man's Myles Wohl. He's with us today.
Mr. Myles Wohl, sketch artist, painter, Renaissance man. Jack of all trades. Can you think succinct? Can you do that as well? I don't know.
No, I suck at syncing cars and anything like that. I'm an inside person. Video games, painting, TV, movies, whatever. Computer sometimes.
Mario Kart?
Oh, I already asked about Mario Kart.
Did you? All right.
He doesn't play Mario Kart. He's playing Starfield right now and a few other games. His wife's a gamer as well, so he got lucky. He married a gamer wife, so lucky you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Huge Xbox player, and I love the RPGs. Dark Souls, my favorite series. That's my kind of stuff.
Nice.
I like watching the videos of people like getting to that last little level of health, and then the thing just totally nukes them, and they're completely dead. and then the cursing ensues. Well, we won't curse tonight. We'll be good. So as much as we can be. So we're gonna pass that 10-second window. Hey, what's up, Interglobal? What's up, Undaunted? Yeah, we got a good one tonight. We have sketch artist and painter Myles Wohl, and I've been trying to trade for his cards for a very long time, and nobody wants to give them up. So, I go on eBay. I have a C-spot bid, algorithm running basically on my phone, web crawling to hopefully see if somebody lists one, that I can, sell left kidney or right kidney, maybe a spleen. Don't need that, Somebody's got to want an extra appendix,
I'm sure he's open up to commissions too. So
Yes,
Oh, yeah, I do
yeah.
commissions.
So he does have a website too. So we've linked the website and his Instagram in the description of all of our channels too, just to let y'all know. So, but yeah, no, we've got a great show. Mr. Wohl's gonna kind of give us a background of how he got started, with painting and drawing, previous career work experience, stuff like that. And then we're gonna also show some of his previous work too, and show kind of the change from I guess you were using Copics or just stuff like that. And then you moved over to actually, is it acrylic paint you're using or
No, I paint in oils.
Oils, okay, yeah, oil painting. So we saw that drastic shift, like with Into the Spider-Verse, with some of those just next level sketches, which those look like they should be in like masterpieces or Premiere. It's crazy how well those came out. Like I said, I've been drawn after those sketches. So.
It's a good sign. If you can't get a hold of them, that means people like them. So that makes me happy.
It is a very good sign. Yeah, they leave them unlocked on ePack too, and I gotta look at it occasionally. Like I said, I gotta play REM. Everybody hurts. Everybody cries. And
I'm totally
I can't
ignorant to
get
how
that
the
speech.
e-pack stuff works. In my day, I just go to the comic shop and buy packs of cards, and I know it's all different now. So
yeah, it's completely changed the dynamic. We won't discuss the whole upper deck and all that. I don't want to get you in trouble. So, but yeah, I have different opinions about their business model. So,
yeah.
but I guess you go ahead and if you want to introduce yourself and just explain, how you got into the business and what your previous experience was and how long you've been painting and things like that. So,
Cool. Yeah,
love to hear that.
about that. And then in a bit, I'll flip the camera around and I'll
Okay.
do some painting. But might as well talk a little bit first. I'm Myles, by the way. If anybody doesn't know me, feel free to check me out on Instagram, Facebook, website, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. But as far as art goes, when I was a kid, it was just draw. I was late '80s, early '90s comic book kid, so it was my god was Jim Lee, and followed by Todd McFarlane and Mark Silvestri's run on Wolverine was just incredible.
Oh yeah.
So, I would just stay up nights in my bedroom and draw, and I wanted to be a comic book penciler at that time. But it doesn't always work out that way, and people tell you get a real job, and all that kind of stuff. So I actually wound up in software and did that for 22 years or so, starting out as a software engineer and then into management and blah blah blah. And it was funny because at the beginning, as a software engineer, it was like, all right, I'm creating still. Like, it was script language at the time. And if you're familiar with that, it's, you type something and you look at the screen and it happens. So you're very much kind of creating and seeing the results of your creation on the fly. And so kind of scratched that itch for a bit. And I had a bunch of other stuff going on in my 20s and drinking and having fun and whatever. And so art kind of fell by the wayside a bit. And then when I got into management, like later, and in my 30s, and then into like director and VP and whatever, it was like all that creation was gone. And now it was just, making decisions and sitting in meetings, talking to people hundreds of miles away. And it was just like, is this really what I want to do it pays the bills, but is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? So I kind of rediscovered my art around 2015, really started to seriously start working. And then nights, weekends, basically working 2 jobs for a number of years, probably since about 2017 when I discovered oil painting, and really starting to work hard on that and try to make it into something. And then 2 years ago, 2021, let go of the day job and went full-time freelance. And it's been awesome. My wife's happy because I'm not working 2 jobs anymore and I get to see her. And here we are. So
Perfect. Yeah, like I said, I look forward to every time you have a new post on Instagram, like the Bo-Katan that you did not so long ago. Wow.
Thanks, man.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Josh's phone died. He just messaged me. So too much power basically. It's probably draining his car battery as well. So
I
the
think
Bo-Katan was a fun piece. Sorry.
I think I first saw your work, Marvel work, sketch cards in particular, on their Ultra X-Men. I think chronologically that was the first I saw you on. Was that your first set?
No, my first set was actually in 2017. It was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, all right.
And so 2017 and 2018, I think I did probably like 5 or 6 sets in that time period. And those were all ink and Copic markers. And if you own any cards from that set, I apologize. No. It is funny looking back at your work, and I'm sure people who own those cards and they love them, and I really appreciate that. But it's tough sometimes to look back at your work, and it's not a style that you do anymore, and it's not if you're doing anything, you're always trying to improve, right? So when you look back 6 years ago, it's like whether it's athletics or art or video games or whatever, right? So,
most of the artists I've talked to, they're their own worst critic. That's how it always is. You are your own worst critic when you look back at, when you start something and then as you progress, you're like, I don't remember we've been working on that. It's just such a night and day difference. And I gotta say, like I said, looking at your new work and then also like the cover you did with the Fable with the Minotaur. That looks amazing. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember the name of the book, but yeah.
Fateless.
Fateless. That's what it is. I knew it was something like Fable, Fateless.
I almost forgot myself. I was about to look over there. I'm like, I got it over there.
Let me grab that book. Well, we have some sketches that Mr. Fuller sent over that, and also I have images I grabbed off of EPAC and also off of your Instagram of some of your work. So I'm going to show that to everybody so they can check it out and see how that looks. So let me go ahead and figure out how to share my PowerPoint screen. So un momento, por favor. Bear with me here. So
yeah, no worries. Those book covers were for a company called Portal Books. I've been doing book covers for them for a couple of years now. And it's fun. It's obviously it's like 2 different worlds. Like sketch cards is this thing that's like this big, it's tiny 2x3, and then there's book cover, which I'm painting a 20x30 painting. I have one in the other room I'm working on right now. So it's just crazy.
So I'm going to go ahead and start this real quick here. I actually had it set to go a second ago. Here we go.
So this is from Marvel Premiere, which is one of the first sets where I kind of switched up, started to transition my style into something that felt more realistic and less cartoony. So I got away from the pen with the Copic marker and went to colored pencil with Copic marker to be able to just get
Okay.
that kind of shading and the sort of more gradation to make it feel more three-dimensional than my previous work. And I was kind of experimenting with this. I did a couple of sets this way with the Copic and colored pencil, and I still actually really like these when I look back at this set. But everything else I was doing was oils. That was really what I was focused on. So then I started transitioning to the oils, and I'm sure you'll have some of those as well.
Believe that's speedball.
No. That's
Oh,
even
no, it's
worse.
not.
That's gold balls.
I remember when Matt said, we're going to do gold balls for this AP card. And I was like, okay, I need to read more comics because I'm like, who the actual F is that?
I mean, there's Ice Cream Man you could have gone with.
Yeah,
You know, the guy
I
who
like to
turns
keep
into ice
people
cream.
on their toes.
This is great.
It's not your eye boy, you know, but it
No.
is kind of that same par of level of character.
It's funny. I was talking to an artist once, and I got a bunch of APs. And I remember he said, you know, my wife was asking, because you're buying all these. She's like, is he a flipper? Is he going to try to like sell these and make money off you? And he's like, but then I showed her the characters you wanted. And she's like, oh, okay.
Right. I don't know if you guys saw the first Avengers trying to get in. He's asking to be let in.
Oh, is he? Can you add him to stage? Or do
He's
I need
spamming the chat. Let me in.
Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me get out of this and go here. There you go. Hey,
Hey, what's up, fellas?
what's up, Mr. Coombs? We're
on,
just
Cal.
showing off some of Miles's work here and
Right
going
on.
through some of his previous works of the newer stuff right now. So
Yeah, that's an older piece. That's before I went to the pencil and Copic. So this is like before the last one, essentially.
oops. There we go. But yeah, that's a really nice cable. I do like that a lot. Like the background,
Sweet.
the eye, and then we've got
There we go.
Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Chronologically, the cable was a step back. That was.
I know. I didn't. I threw this together like literally 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Is
so
that-
we're looking at my
is
toes.
Is that premiere? What?
This is 19, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2019.
I
And
did a
again,
lot of cards for premiere.
you were mentioning with the color pencils, and it really just adds such a layer of depth to these in terms of the color.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong, I love Copics, and when people blend them well, it's good, but this is just this, I guess, as my kids would say, it hits different.
Yeah, pops. Because basically what I'm doing here is I'm going through and doing the Copic markers first, and that just kind of lays the base color for everything. Then I went in on top with colored pencil to add all the shading and everything like that to kind of add that extra layer of three-dimensionality. It's fun, but it was definitely a time-consuming process.
Hey, Derp, did you get to the ones I sent yet or no?
I don't remember. Let me take a look real quick here.
Okay.
I'll take a look while you guys are looking at the va-va-va-voom here.
Ooh, very nice.
Right. And even this was an 18 set. You can see here, this was done in 2020.
Is this yours, Matt?
Yeah, these are some of mine. Yep.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I think I've got 9 total.
Did you send them via Facebook Messenger or Instagram or
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram? Okay, I don't see them.
They were in the group chat.
Oh, in the group chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I was fanboying out earlier, and I went back on Miles's Instagram, and I actually saw the black and white outlines, or I don't know what you even call them.
The pencil sketches?
Just the sketches before you added the color, and I was like, oh man, it was awesome. There was like 5 other sketches that I hadn't seen, and but it had the cap with the red skull behind them, and I mean, that card basically got me hooked on sketch cards. Like it was the first hit of first one's free type of thing, and I was hooked for good. So, but I mean, it was just so well done, and and then getting to see how the progression has gone with into the oils has just been great. So,
thanks. Yeah, so that's interesting too, because that card, and there was just a few cards for that set where I first actually started experimenting with painting on the cards. So like your card, it has this sort of aspect going on where it's got the colored pencil and Copic marker, but it also has the background, which is done in like acrylic paints. So I started kind of combining the two in this set. And there's another piece, like a Daredevil one with Kingpin behind him. And a Loki Thor one, and those ones have like the combination of the pencil and the painting, and that's when I was first realized like I could maybe just paint these. You know?
It's going to take a lot longer, but yeah.
This one is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Amazing. With the cherry blossoms, in the background and everything.
Quick question. Are you going to be on Premiere 2021/22/23?
Yeah, what do we call that set now? I thought that set was gone. I was like, do I just throw these approvals out and I'm never going to get to post these? But yeah, I will be on that set. I have painted cards. I haven't shared any of them because I'm not allowed to yet. I don't think till October 4th or something when it comes out. But I'll share a few of those.
Fantastic. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing those.
There's so many sets coming out. Like we've got that coming out. We had Allegiance today, Avius X. Then we have on the 26th, Infinity War Allegiance as well. Is supposed to come out. So
That's crazy.
my wallet is screaming right now. But yeah, this is a phenomenal premiere. This is a 3-panel, correct? I believe.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think I did 10 or 20. I can't remember 3 panels for this set, and a bunch of booklets, like the 2-panel ones. I hate those, by the way, because of that dip.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
Well, the good news is, from a collector's perspective, you're one of the artists who actually did put the work in between. A lot of people just left it blank.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Is there
visually
is there an actual piece of cardboard that goes in there, or is it?
No, it's just a hinge. So on the back side it's flat, but on the inside, you can see that.
They basically took a thin piece of cardboard that's the entire length, and then basically glued 2 sketch cards to it to make a hinge. Is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they had leave that part in, and then you can either take it out or leave it in when you're doing the drawing. Because I've seen it completely blank when people have done the whole drawing, and I'm like, well, it doesn't look like they stopped drawing. It just looks like there was a piece there, and then they took it out.
Yeah, it's really hard to draw on that part. And make it seamless. It's a different texture than the other part, but I'm like, I have to connect these somehow. So I don't know, it's wonky.
Yeah.
Also, I love how you did utilize the full 3 panels instead. There were some artists back in the day that used to kind of phone it in a little bit, I would say, and,
on the back.
Well, just on either side, and just kind of they would do like two of, like, if it was a quad, they'd do the character on 2 of them, and then just like color in a background on the 3rd and 4th part.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna add the other sketches I have. I have 3 more that I unfortunately forgot to add here. My apologies.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm back for the time being.
Let's see. Give me one more second here. I'll go ahead.
Do you have that one that did you send him that one, Matt, where it has the 5 that we were talking about that has Wolverine in it too?
I don't think so. But if you go to Miles' Instagram,
his Instagram, yeah.
You just gotta dig deep. You gotta be a true fanboy and just keep scrolling down.
My apologies for the technical issue here. I'm just trying to get this slide added real quick. But
that's what you get with live TV, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's just, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Like I said, this has been a very long day for me. Unfortunately, I was trying to get so many projects completed and taken care of. So, but
there we go. That one's
fine.
Oh, there's yours. I'm gonna add the other 2.
Those battle ones are tough too, because you're just like, I have such little space. Oh, there's the gap.
There it is.
There it is, and there it's going.
Okay, this is a piece de resistance.
Let me go back real quick. We'll get to that one. So we're going to go on to the next. I have no idea who this character is.
Now, zoom in.
That's Omega Sentinel.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another one I had to look up. And it actually like that because I had to go read some newer X books, and the X books are my favorite. So it kind of got me into some newer stuff because I have my Marvel Unlimited subscription. It had just been collecting dust for a little while. So I appreciate you getting me to read some more books.
Nice. Oh, nice. Someone else just.
There we go. Here's the hinge.
Yeah, the hinge.
Yep.
Okay.
So nice. So nice.
Yeah, and again, just that extra effort to fill in that gap is so appreciated.
paintings.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like that. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I just kind of went with my gut.
This is one that Dave Kurz, who I don't know if he's going to be joining us tonight, but this is one that he had sent me that, and he's got 3 images. This is the one framed, of course, and he's got 2 outside of the frame, but that's phenomenal Moon Knight. I
So
love
I'm guessing this is that oil style you were talking about, just judging from the moon and the.
For sure.
So this is fully oil paints at this point, which is what I do now. And he was like, "All right, I want some I want some hieroglyphs and stuff in the background." I'm like, "All right, this is going to be an interesting one."
Are those just made up, or are those? Did you actually like research?
I looked at some Moon Knight images that I found, of like from the comic and stuff like that. And there were some. I typed in like Moon Knight hieroglyphs just to try to find some, and so I was going for some actual stuff that was used in the comic or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean it looks so cool. I mean that extra little bit of time to do the detail in the background, just like I think makes a card so much better. Like the moon, you killed it. Like it just anybody can do just throw the character up there, do like a portrait, and then black out the background. But to me, I think that those little extra added details are what really sets it apart.
Definitely.
Yeah, the hieroglyphs in the back, or whatever you want to call that, the wording, that's pretty sick.
Yep. And then we go into the Into the Spider-Verse sketches, and these are achievement sketches.
Oh, these are upper deck scans. They're so bad.
I know. Sorry.
So let me tell you something that's kind of like crazy, like drives me crazy about oil paintings. Is they're really hard to photograph. If you ever photograph oil paintings, because of the reflection, you can't just toss them in a scanner because the reflection will kill it. If you take a picture of it from straight on, the reflection will kill it. So there's kind of an art in itself to actually getting the photograph. And then, so the artist has to send in the photographs of, send in the copies of all their stuff. So I spent all this time setting it up, getting the really good scans. I send them into Upper Deck. And then when they get there, they do their own scans. And those are the ones they post. And it's like, this looks like crap. The colors are so much better than this.
I constantly have to go in, like, anytime I hit a card that I want to share, I constantly have to go in and into like Photoshop and increase the contrast and then like take out motion blur and other stuff like that, and just no, it's a nightmare.
They need to take notes from Dennis Goad in the group.
Yes.
And those scans that they do on EPAC do not do the card justice at all.
No. I mean, you can use a light box. Like I have a light box now I sell a lot of records and other stuff, and it actually has a little like flap at the top where you can get the card dead center. And I have a GoPro that I've clipped onto there, and I can use my phone to take pictures, and it gets no glare, nothing on top of the card. Like it's just like what Dennis's method is, where you have light encompassing the entire image, but it's not reflecting off of the card, once you have it dead centered. So
it's all about your light source.
Yes. I love this one too. This is just phenomenal.
Yeah, so what I try to do here is like you're not allowed. It's weird because it's the Into the Spider-Verse license, but you're not allowed to draw the characters or paint them like they are in the actual Into the Spider-Verse movie. So I was like, well, how can I pull in some of that flair? And so for me, it was just get it more colorful. A lot of times, I like to do like really like dark colors with like some lighting with some like strong light coming from one side and just kind of like the other person like the other side kind of fading out, or just do like a very sort of dramatic, dynamic lighting. But for this, I was like, I want to blow it out. I want it to be bright as heck, and I really want to pull in that color from the movie, which was super colorful, obviously.
I noticed like Ash's sketches, he kind of does like a lot of shadows and like kind of in the darkness, but he highlights certain areas of the character, which I really like, in his artwork. So
yeah, like if you look at that Moon Knight piece, versus this, right? That's the kind of difference I'm talking about. Dark versus the bright colors.
Like a yin yang type action going, the light and the dark.
Yeah.
I think Dre's in here. He said he's a big fan of you, Myles. So.
Oh, Dre's awesome. I love his work.
Yeah, we do too.
Yep, Dre's cool. He's a very nice guy. And then we got this one. And then we're moving on to the actual pack pulled cards or possibly pack pulled cards.
There's a better photo. It must be from my Instagram.
I stole that from your Instagram. Yes, I was hijacking a lot of things today from your Instagram, but you know, I'm not making any money off this. I swear.
No,
In terms of like I see those videos you had where you were varnishing or you were putting a coat on the cards. What was that you were putting on top of these sketches?
So when I'm done with them, I do put a coat of once they're dry. So basically, I finish the sketch. I give it about 2 weeks to make sure that the paint is fully dry, and then I put on a breathable varnish. Which basically means like you can varnish it, and as long as the painting is touch dry, it's fine. You can varnish it; it can still breathe. Because the oils take about 6 months to cure fully, so you have to have a breathable varnish if you're gonna varnish it, sooner than that. And it basically protects it and it evens out the color with oil paint. When it dries, some areas will dry more matte and some areas will dry more shiny. And when you put that coat of varnish on there, what it does, it kind of evens out that finish completely across the whole painting and makes the contrast come back. All the darks get dark again, and the brights look bright. So you get that full contrast that you had initially when you painted it and it was wet.
Yeah, like looking at like when you're actually doing the process of applying that to it, like it just adds a whole other level of depth and color, looks like to the card. So I've really enjoyed watching those videos. Like,
Is it kind of like buffing your car, like kind of
right.
imperfections and kind of like just keeps it.
Yeah, it smooths it all out and evens out the finish and all that, and you just see that depth again.
We're on to some paintings of yours.
That was a sketch cover, Deadpool #1 sketch cover. I do like doing sketch covers; they're pretty fun.
That's way cool.
That's a 11 by 14 commission that I did, full size, kind of oil painting.
I love this Iron Man. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Thanks. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with the dramatic lighting. It's
like he's coming out of the smoke at night, like just something exploded and he's just kind of walking through the smoke.
Yeah, that was put on I think that was put on the thumbnail, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went in and removed like the backgrounds on a few of them.
No, that's cool. I love doing that. Yeah, that's great.
Actually, all three of those were on the thumbnail, and I couldn't fit this one in because I was worried about her fingers being cut off at the top. So I was like, I don't want to have to go into Photoshop and add. I've actually had to do that with Unbound cards and add the tip of the spear for Odin and other stuff. So
yes, this is a good one to talk about too, because this is actually if we get a chance today, I'm going to do some painting, and this is the style of painting I'm going to do today. And what it is so I call it kind of an oil sketch, and essentially what it is that pink is not painted at all. That pink is painted in an acrylic layer is how I basically prepare the board, and then painting is done in oils in black and white on top of that, and that pink just kind of shows through in spots and gives it a pop, and it makes it look kind of neat. And it's a kind of a faster, looser. I'm looking for looser brush strokes, more energy in the painting. And I want to do a Ghost Rider one today if we have in a little bit.
We're almost done with this, and then we'll move on to that. And it reminds me too of when you mentioned that, like with Batman the Animated Series, they used black as the base color, and then all the other colors were painted on top of that.
Right.
So that whole gothic dark tone to it is how they got that effect for the cartoon. So that kind of popped in my head when you mentioned that. Well, here we go. Here's Mr.
Well,
Coombs stuff.
There's yours, Coombs.
I just got it framed. It's going up on the wall soon.
Nice.
It was just obviously an amazing cap. I just like the fact that it was just the three colors, and just really well done. As soon as I saw it, I had to have it. I mean,
thanks, man. Yeah, this is the same sort of thing.
I wish I could have bought them all. I did have a budget at San Diego, so that was the only bummer. And it was day one when I met you. So, I should have bought the Venom. I didn't. I saw it. Whoever got it, they scored big. But yeah, it's just it's a great piece. And again, like you said, in person, like no art is ever done justice in a picture. The layers and the depth of it, and just the way that the light hits it, different brush strokes and things like that. It's just, it's just really cool. So, and I always like the classic cap with the wings on the helmet, and always him like I don't know. I just like him looking beefy and like trying to like pissed off. You know,
It kind of reminds me of the guy who played Cap back in the early '90s and the late '80s. I don't know if you remember that Captain America movie with the Red Skull, who had the the clay face basically. But it reminds me of that guy actually a little bit, like if he was in like a dark alley or something.
Yeah,
it's a really beautiful sketch.
Yeah, and of course this picture has the plastic over top of it and all that kind of stuff. So once it was framed, it was very, very just a great piece that'll
way cool, buddy. That's an awesome piece to have.
And here's the card that got me back into Marvel trading cards. So and sketches. I mean, after this one, I was like, well, now I have to get them all.
Yeah, this is a fun piece.
Oh, sorry. Give me the
I love the muscles on Cap. I mean, we don't see that too often, and that's just amazing. I love it.
Again, just looking beefy and ready and like pissed off and wanting to kick some ass. And the composition is cool. Like you don't see that often, and it kind of shows that, like, well, at least to me, like when I look at it, it's like Red Skull is like I don't know. He's kind of like the what Cap's fighting against, but it's just like his alter ego in the background. It's kind of like the Batman Joker thing, you know. And so the only thing that the only thing I don't like about this is he doesn't have his shield, but you kind of put it in the background.